Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be doing the distance learning tag. Now, I am going back into school for September and the start of our school year, but I figured I could make this video to share some of the things I learned along the way for distance learning. For those of you who've maybe been out of school for a while and are going back into distance learning or online learning or a hybrid, maybe you'll find some insight in what I'm saying. So let's begin with the first question. The first question is, what is your current teaching status? Now, I am still teaching music, but during distance learning, I was teaching music from grade 1 to grade 5, as well as some kindergarten coverage. The next question is, how long is your school out? Now, our last day of school was March 13th. That was also the Friday before March break. So the students had an entire week off and then we never returned, and the school year ended at the end of June for us. What is your best What is your best distance learning advice for teachers? I hope you guys can hear that. I guess we'll have my coffee break. What is your best advice for distance learning or any tips to share? First thing I want to say is that I feel very thankful and grateful for the distance learning experience we've already had. Although it was very hard and stressful and overwhelming at times, I think it's really prepared us for the upcoming school year. I definitely recommend reflecting before you even start planning or start thinking about what you want to do. Another thing is, as a coverage teacher, I think it would be a really great idea to have a Google site. If your school or your board or your district is using Google as their main platform in Google Classroom, I would highly suggest a Google site, because when you create a Google site, you can use the buttons and create links to videos or PDFs or folders that students can access. So I think this is going to be an amazing tip and trick for the school year that's just going to make your time easier. The other advice I would say is that if you know for sure that you're going into distance learning, invest in a proper workspace. At the beginning in March, I just kind of was using what I had and going with the flow, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I did find was that I was having a lot of body aches because I wasn't sitting properly. My eyes were bothering me. I was getting headaches. And so there were certain things that I needed to purchase in order to help me do that. I invested in a better chair that was adjustable. I invested in a stand for my laptop so it could sit higher and I could sit straighter. I invested in a mouse because I was actually getting pain in the muscles in my hand from using the cursor on my laptop the entire time. So there are a bunch of little things that you could do like that just to make your environment for your distance learning better if you're at home. Favorite social distance snack?
I've had so many snacks.
Which I think everyone has, but I think my favorite snack has been popcorn. And the way I do that is I actually use chopsticks when I'm eating popcorn so that my fingers don't get all gross and I can still go back and type on my computer. Pro tip, have you picked up on any new skills? I think I've definitely gotten better and faster at like all of my technology literacy, is what I'll call it. I find myself like struggling a lot less with certain programs, and especially because my board uses Google, so I've been really trying to explore Google Classrooms and apps just to better familiarize myself with them and ultimately to put them more into use. I also took a course this summer to help with some of those skills. This course is run by Parfaitement Parnell, and it is geared towards FSL, so French Second Language Learning, and the digital classroom for French, but I got to be part of it as well, and I found it super helpful and super useful. The French stuff didn't apply to me as much, but all of the tips and tricks that Tia shares in that course and the things that you get to explore and do along the way ultimately sets you up for a Google Classroom that's organized, that works for you, and how to utilize the Google apps to your advantage while you're teaching. Netflix recommendations. I love like true crime, docu-series, unsolved mystery type videos and TV shows. And I especially like them because you can really just listen to them because there's always lots of people talking and points of views. Like you don't really have to look at it all of the time. I really enjoyed Unsolved Mysteries. I also listened to Inside the Real Narcos. That one was really good. America's Most Wanted. That one was great. I also watched one on Prisoners on Death Row. That one was really good. I watched the docu-series on Aaron Hernandez, the Patriots football player. And I watched another one on Gabriel Fernandez. That was a really good one too. Next on my list is I want to watch The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, because I've heard really good things about that one. But I'm kind of just making my way through the docuseries on Netflix and I've been really enjoying them. What habits have you started? I'm gonna start with the good habits, obviously. And some of the good habits that I've started, I've been waking up pretty early. I'm usually up between 7 and 7:30, which maybe for some of you is not that early, but for me it's pretty close to the time that I wake up for school, which I've been really trying to keep up because I know come September it's gonna be really hard to adjust myself. I've been doing yoga almost every day. Some days I give myself a break, but I try to do that in the morning as well, and I try to prepare my coffee and my meals ahead of time. Some bad habits, 2 anxiety level on a scale of 1 to 10. My anxiety would stem from the fact that we're going back into school, not so much distance learning, but I would say that I'm probably at like a 6. I generally am a person that doesn't get too stressed out or too anxious because I kind of just keep retelling myself like the logical facts in like a sequence. I find that helps me like remain calm. Distance learning outfit of the day. So I tried to replicate what I wore during distance learning. I always wore some kind of sweater, sweatpants with my indoor slippers. I had a scrunchie in my hair because my hair was always in my face. And of course you need your blue light glasses. Protect your eyes and your brain. If your students were watching this, what would you say to them? I would tell my students that I am so excited to get back to school and see them and learn with them. And the way I'm going to express my excitement is going to be through amazing bulletin boards for them to look at, awesome curriculum, programming that's gonna be safe for everyone but still super fun. I would tell them that we're going to get through this, we're going to learn and have fun, and we're going to be adaptable and flexible, and this is gonna be a school year we're never gonna forget. What do you miss most about your classes or in general? I definitely missed a lot of things when we were in... Are you done? Great. I definitely missed a lot of things during distance learning about school and classes. I think with the onset of going back to school, I am getting excited about all those things, even if it's in a different capacity. So one thing I really miss is all my coworkers. They are lovely people. I also just miss teaching music the way I want to teach it. There are so many amazing things I had planned or I wanted to do, if not this past year, but the upcoming year, and we didn't get to do them, and we probably won't get to do them. I'm really excited to get back into teaching music, and I just hope to see so many familiar faces when we start back in September. And that concludes all the questions for the distance learning teacher tag. This video was like a lot sappier than I thought it would be. I hope you either felt a point on here that I made you could relate to, or you learned something new, or you're reflecting on something I said, and just know, you know, a lot of us are feeling the same emotions and we have the same thoughts, and we're all going through this together, and it's okay to have feelings of anxiety or stress or feel overwhelmed, or also just feel excited and feel like you're ready. Everyone's at different stages right now in their back to school prep, and it's a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, and just remember to take care of yourself and take care of one another and just do the best that you can. So I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a great day and a great week. See you next time.